Hey, it is the 11th day. This is, I guess, part two because I recorded something when I woke up. It's now almost 8 p.m. and I wanted to do a part two for an update. Today was miserable, miserable. Um, I Now I'm understanding the cycle, and it's gonna make me change my whole idea of what I'm going to be eating, certainly for this first month and maybe throughout the time of the balloon and possibly forever. I don't know. Just to let you know what's going on right now, I am having insane bloating that is erupting in like gas. I took Gas-X, like burps are coming out of me left, right, and center. But the bloating is just, it's pervasive. Like it'll, I'll burp and it'll release a little bit, but then 3 seconds later, it'll be back. My stomach is hard, it's painful, and it's hard to the touch on the outside and painful. But the sorry, the pressure also is inside and it's pushing up. So I'm getting that heartburn feeling again too, where I feel this like weight, but it's weird, like on the inside, like this constriction. I'm not feeling nauseous, but I'm belching so much that it almost feels like I want to vomit, but I'm not. I'm just burping. The diarrhea stopped this morning around 11, I guess. I foolishly ate lunch a little while later, thinking, okay, I'll be fine. I foolishly ate meat, and I should have known. I think what happened is I had decided I was going to stay home anyway, and work from home. And so I took the chance, and that lesson is definitely learned now. So here's the cycle that I'm seeing. Basically, if I eat meat or fish, I'm fine for a couple of hours, and then my stomach will start to bloat fast and hard. That will cause painful bloating, insane gas, and it will begin to start heartburn. That pain is so serious that I spent most of the afternoon into this early evening writhing on my bed, writhing in pain, moaning because the pain inside, it's more than discomfort. This is pain. That goes on for a couple of hours so intensely that you're not able to sleep. I'm not able to sleep. I'm not able to rest. I'll get control of it for a little while as the hours go by, but it'll keep coming back. So it'll wake me up if I've dozed off. That'll go on. And then by the next morning, phase 2 begins, which is the elimination, the diarrhea. And then that goes on for a couple of hours. So basically, if I eat something at 3 o'clock in the afternoon that's meat or fish, I need like 18 hours to go through a pretty painful process. Sorry. Oh God. I need it, and I'm not out of that process until at least mid-morning the next day. I'm sorry, this is all just burps that are coming up, but the bloating is still super painful, even though you see how often I'm burping right now. I messaged my nutritionist because I was like, what is going on? And she was like, it may be too early for you to be eating meat and fish. I'm like, yeah, got it. Agreed. She said, your body needs time to do that. And if that means you need to wait a couple more weeks, that's what you have to do. Don't eat that. But then I looked up why meat and fish were doing this to me, and things like the hummus, the yogurt, the milk, dairy didn't do this to me. The soft vegetables weren't doing this to me. Beans, which actually usually do make me gaseous, weren't giving me this kind of gas and bloating. And what I found was meat, fish, eggs, things like that are very high in protein. Those meat and fish, eggs, they're actually hard for the body to actually process. They're actually hard for the gastric tract to break down. And in that process, they release gases. I didn't know that. I think I closed that window. I was going to quote from it. But like, there's like some sulfuric gases or something there. And so that's why I'm creating all of this gas in my stomach when I haven't eaten anything that normally would give me gas. I guess in my regular life without the balloon, there was nothing in the way and I could process these things and they would go through. And also, I never ate meat and fish every day. I never ate it. I actually grew up pretty much vegetarian, not for any religious reason, not for any like political reason or any kind of ideology. Basically just my mom stopped cooking fish and meat. She basically was just, I have to ask her like why we didn't have, she just stopped, and we had fish every now and then. We never had red meats. Chicken or something. I mean, God, it would be so rare. And I mean rare meaning like a couple of times a year maybe. Fish, the same. Sometimes she would cook fish. We spent a lot of time in Italy, so sometimes she would make, the Feast of the Seven Fishes, stuff like that. But, that's once a year for the holiday. We just didn't, my body really never had to process those kinds of foods on a regular basis. And then as an adult, I started to try those foods. And I liked them, some of them. I'm still pretty picky and pretty simplistic in my meat and fish preferences, but I can eat some of them, but I'm always eating them very rarely. I eat sushi, for example, God, maybe twice a month. Chicken, the same thing. I'm not a big chicken eater. So for me to get like that half rotisserie chicken that I got and to eat that for 2 days straight, like that's a lot of meat for me. So my body, maybe even without the balloon, isn't quite used to processing that. And definitely with the balloon, my body is saying, no, no, ma'am. So I'm listening and I'm not going to do it. What that means, of course, is my whole big idea of protein-packed days, and I'm going to do this weight loss the right way. Rethinking that, retooling that whole thing. If it means maybe I have to drink more of these nasty, sweet protein drinks, I guess that's what I'll have to do. If I have to drink 3 of those a day, I guess 3 or 4. Just to try to get those protein levels up, and then try to get protein in other kinds of foods. I'll find more vegetables and other kinds of things that have enough protein to get me up to where I want to be. Or maybe I have to throw away the whole protein idea for the first month. I don't know, but I can't live with this. I took a gamble today thinking, well, the diarrhea is finished. I understand the process. I should be fine for tomorrow. But today, the pain was 10 times more intense than it was yesterday from the bloating. So I don't know if it's because I really didn't finish processing everything from yesterday. So what I ate today just was like added on top of it. And now it's too... I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for these burps. In any case, that's why I wanted to add this to this day 11. This is the full story of day 11. I've learned it. I've learned the lesson. So basically, if I want to eat meat or something like that, it's got to be kind of a special occasion, and I have to know I got to plan. Okay, 18 hours. that I can be close to a toilet, that I can have privacy, close the door because I'm going to be burping, have gas sacks near me, or some kind of something to take away to help with the gas. Definitely not a day to be forgetting to take the heartburn medication. Um, And it can't be, again, it can't be during the week because these nights without sleeping. So I barely slept last night because the bloating kept me up. I anticipate tonight will be the same. Already, I know I can't lay down and go to sleep until some of this pain subsides. So, excuse me. So how do I manage tomorrow at work on a busy day when I need to be focused and there'll be a lot going on? So I have to plan this out way better. Now I know. Now the lesson is learned, and maybe I had to go through this pain because I thought I had it figured out. I thought I had it worked out, and I thought I had it together. Wrong. So that's where I'm at. Oh, I wanted to mention also my energy levels. My energy levels have been actually pretty good. After day 3, I would say after the major heartburn pain subsided around day 3, 4, I was able to get up, move around, do stuff. Like I said, I went to my job. I had regular energy levels. Today, when this bloating and pain started again, and kicked in really at like level 9, 10, for the bloat, just, I can't really explain heartburn pain because it's something I've never felt, and it's not rational. It's like you feel all of this pain from the inside pushing up and pushing, like it literally feels like it's on your heart. Sometimes it feels like it's compressing your chest, but then also this bloat, which like pushes your stomach out, and it's just all these weird things happening. Like suddenly I don't want to say I want to say like I was catatonic. That's exaggerating, but like my energy just plummeted. And I think it's because I had to tune into all of this that was going on and deal with it and handle it. And it was the middle of my work day. I lost energy and I had to lay down, which is not good. With this bloating, when I lay down, it makes the heartburn worse. But I was like falling asleep kind of, even though I couldn't sleep. But I was like, it was like my energy was dropping in a way, like my everything was dropping. And like, I physically dropped and just like laid. And there's no side you can lay on that releases this better than another. It's all pain and all pressure. Then you anyway, so I tried to get up and walk around, but I lost like a couple of hours where I just was in so much pain and just writhing and moaning so much. There was and had to lay down. There was no way to like, read emails, schedule. There was no way to do my job well. So, it's incapacitating. There's no meat or fish that's worth that. Protein be damned. Like there's no, it's not worth it. I think I had mild versions of this the last 2 times it happened because I didn't eat these meals like back to back to back. But today, because I like topped what I had yesterday when my symptoms had just barely kind of stopped, that was it. That was the last drop in the bucket, and I'm still dealing with it now. I'm still suffering. So yeah, my energy level is a little bit better now, just because the bloat is a little bit better. But see, this is what happens. It waxes and wanes, and there'll be times when it'll be lower like this, and I'll be like, oh, okay, it's good. And then it'll hit me again, and my stomach will just poof back out, and I'll feel like here, and I'll start to feel that pressure here, or I'll start to feel that pain. Like it'll just come, it comes and goes. So I'm trying to deal with it. But that's my big lesson for day 11. Day 11 for me is a day that I am deciding to cut out meat and fish. Certainly for the rest of this first month, I'm just going to go back to soft foods that don't need a ton of chewing, because the nutritionist said to me, eat even slower. If you're going to eat these meats and fishes, eat even slower and chew even more. I'm already mindfully eating slowly and chewing a lot. I'm sure that's not enough, because I'm usually such a fast eater, I guess, that me being mindful is probably just bringing me to a regular pace of eating. But maybe it's because I'm just exhausted right now, but like, I don't want to make eating a chore. I don't want that. I don't want to be counting like a minute every time I put something in my mouth before I swallow it, that I've got to chew for 60 seconds. That's not something I'm going to be able to do. And I don't want food to not be fun. I'm a foodie. I like to taste and try things. So I'm not doing that. I would rather just avoid those foods until my stomach is stronger with this balloon, and then look at having smaller portions of it, or look at the timing of it. Figure out a schedule for that. Like I said, figuring in the suffering that comes afterwards, the period after it that's going to be rough, and working that into the schedule, versus like, taking an hour to eat a hand-sized portion. That's not ever going to be me. I feel dehydrated today. Of course. I'll feel dehydrated tomorrow again too, I'm sure, because I'll have the runs again. I think right now I'm just going to focus on working to get back to that sweet spot I was in on day like 5-ish, where I was like forgetting to take the heartburn medication because I was feeling good. I was eating very, very, very soft foods. I was chewing them tons, but they were already like not chewable, basically. Like broccoli that was so mushy, blah, but I was eating it. Hummus, yogurt, Jello. I think I'm going back to that world. I don't want to mess with this. I don't want to mess with this meat stuff again. Day 11. I'll see you on day 12.